Meghan finally admitted to having a hand in Spare. Harry became the laughingstock of the world. Hello and a very warm welcome back to Kate Middleton and the Queen News YouTube channel. Well, so a close friend of Meghan's has spoken out, and she claims that Meghan did give gentle counsel about Harry's book. And so it officially starts, in spite of the news that a horrible tape involving her, why can't she be more Kardashian and less Doria? Anyway, supposedly this tape is going to come out any moment now. And it looks like Meghan Markle has gone way past the devaluing stage of her relationship with Harry. She has fully emasculated him in the book Spare. All that talk about Harry's penis, come on. And she also included the fact that he supposedly wet his pants before he met her. And Meghan also had to write about how horrible life was for her when she was a royal. Privately, Meghan has told friends that she raised gentle concerns about whether Harry's book was the right move. Now, if you ask me, Meghan's mark is all over that book. I think it was all her idea. The saccharine sweet stories about their true love, when in fact it was true lust that brought them together. And Meghan writes it just like the passages in Finding Freedom, which we know that she helped write along with others. Meghan's nonsensical word salad writing style is all over the thing. She gave a lot of input, and allegedly the ghostwriter left halfway through, but both of them disappeared and left the idiot to face the music and ridicule. And he's got to talk about this book of lies and fantasy that's allegedly mostly written by him. And I'm very suspicious about these gentle concerns. When has Meghan Markle ever been gentle in anything she does? She's like a bull in a china shop. She pushes her way right in front of Harry whenever she can. She gives the Princess of Wales that horrible side-eye look, and she looks at Prince William like she's absolutely in love with him instead of Harry. And then she turns around and clings onto Harry whenever she can. When the late Queen encouraged Meghan to come to see her, she deliberately decided not to. Instead, Meghan chose to ambush Harry at the Invictus Games along with Doria. Apparently, Meghan's besties Marcus and Jessica Mulroney were also there. There are many adjectives we could use to describe Meghan, but gentle is certainly not one of them. Although I suspect she's starting to make some little burbling sounds about her husband's book so that she doesn't look like she was complicit in the whole thing. So could it be that Meghan is squirreled away somewhere with Marcus Anderson while she's hanging Harry out to dry? She's setting him up for something that he does not see coming. I suspect that she's going to blindside him in her book that she's writing. I'm guessing Meghan's going to ambush him with divorce papers too. I suspect the book is going to go into great detail about Harry and how she just couldn't put up with his behavior, the way that he left her to deal with her suicidal ideation, and her miscarriage too, and the pregnancies as well. Now, in the end, this is going to be the undoing of Meghan, but she's going to want to cause as much damage as she possibly can to Harry. Trevor Engelson, remember her last husband, he did not see that divorce coming, and I don't think Harry will either. So will this push Harry over the edge? Would Meghan want to play the bereaved wife of Harry, the only daughter-in-law of Diana's? Meghan believes she's this remarkable actress, but she's going to mess up her lines and get in her own way as she always does. And while Harry is having basically a nervous breakdown in the world stage, she's just going to have that Cheshire Cat grin on her face and she'll be basking in her own PR, not knowing that, you know what, the end is coming for her too. This is not going to end well for anybody, and many royal reporters agree with me on this. Does Meghan believe that she's really going to be able to play a blinder on Harry? I don't think Meghan is ever going to see her own karma coming. And if they are real, we know Meghan's going to use those kids as leverage. She's done that really since the very beginning. But the royal family is not going to fall for her tricks. Between the two of them, Harry and Meghan have more than enough to care for their children. King Charles and Prince William and the rest of the family have all demonstrated that they're not going to fold. So the best thing to do is just allow Harry and this family to go their own way with little to no comment. The king, and really the rest of the royal family too, have much better ways they can be spending their time. We also need to remember that all the claims need to be brought against Meghan for all the lies that she has told. The photos apparently have already been done for the book. She knew every word that was in Harry's book, and she planned it. She planned for him to have to pick up the pieces and for him to take responsibility and deal with the fallout. King Charles needs to do something decisive. It's scary stuff. I think Harry would really prefer to destroy the monarchy just so that William could never be king. And Harry loves to read comments about himself on the internet, and then he loses his mind when he finds something negative. Harry even admitted that it was a big mistake to watch his virginal wife doing those sexy scenes. He says he cannot get those images out of his mind. Well, Harry, I'm afraid those images are going to pale in comparison to what's coming next. And he still expects an apology from the palace to this horrible woman, and he wants to have a prominent first class role in the coronation. He is such an idiot. So, you know what? Fine. Let them have each other. Let them finish each other off. They're beginning to attack each other with their little digs and tattletales. And the rumor is Harry's exposing Meghan's lies, and so she is going to get back at him. And this is where we can just sit back and watch them self destruct. The praying mantis bites the head of her mate and eats it after he's already served his purpose. And I expect the next big sellers from both of them are going to be trying to rip each other apart. Both of them have a lot to share, apparently, and we know they're going to get into a battle for the last word. Now, Meghan was more than complicit in writing that book. Now that Harry and the book have come under attack, she's disappeared. So she's just leaving Harry there all by himself to look like an idiot. Everything she does is so calculated and so incredibly manipulative. But see, narcissists are not actually intelligent people. They're cunning, they're sly, but when it comes to covering their tracks, they tend to be pretty stupid. And they're also very easy to predict. If they play a con that works, well, they're just going to repeat that same con over and over again. They're not smart enough to switch things up. Plus, they believe that everyone else is a complete idiot, and they're the only brilliant ones out there. So eventually, it's pretty easy to predict their next move. And Meghan, I think, is right on cue for the narcissist playbook. They can run the play many times successfully, but when they crash, ooh, do they ever crash. I've seen how desperate and panicked they get when they understand that things are not going their way anymore. And I think that's where Meghan is right now. And trust me, you do not want to be anywhere near them when that happens. See, narcissists start to lose control, and so they become a lot more aggressive, and they're not so subtle anymore. They're a lot easier to read. And if they're addicted to some kind of substance, well, then this behavior only gets worse. And if they're prone to angry outbursts or violence, then that also increases. I've been there when things start to unravel, and trust me, no one around them is safe, and it usually does not end well. And in this case, we've got both players who are mentally unstable. It's not only one of them. The best case scenario, if you ask me, is for one of them to just tap out. And if that doesn't happen, things could get very ugly very fast. Meghan is very confident, and she believes that she can control the outcome. That could end up being a big mistake on her part. I do hope that no children are around when she finally loses it. I also don't believe that she's going to get as much money as she wants to from the royal family. See, King Charles III and Queen Camilla and the Prince and Princess of Wales, the Princess Royal Edward and Sophie, they're way too smart to have not seen that coming. They have the best minds in every field looking after their interests, and any money is going to be tied up very tightly. She won't be able to get access to it. Meghan and Harry have told so many awful lies, and they have proved themselves to be completely untrustworthy. Only their diehard supporters are going to believe anything they now say. The great majority of people reading their books are going to know that their truth has no resemblance to reality whatsoever. Now, maybe Harry will be brought back to the UK to get treatment, and he'll be cared for if it's deemed necessary. But Meghan is only going to have access to what they have earned, in any capacity, together. The royal family is definitely not obligated to keep Meghan in the same lifestyle she's gotten used to. And you, do you agree with me? Please continue to discuss Harry and Meghan with us below in the comments section. If you think my video is useful, please remember to like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it anytime you want. And don't be afraid to subscribe to Kate Middleton and the Queen News channel to get more updates from our team. Again, thank you so much for watching, goodbye, and we'll be back to see you all tonight.